All right, I'm going to call the Justice Committee meeting to order. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. We have approval of the October 14th, 2021 special meeting minutes and the November 3rd, 2021 regular meeting minutes. Can I have a motion to approve? I got a motion by Member Chung, a second by Member Schaefer. Any additions, corrections to those minutes? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? All right. Next item on the agenda is appearance by members of the public.
We have had no requests for appearance by members of the public.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is item 4A1A, request approval of intergovernmental agreement between the County of McLean and the City of Bloomington for booking services. Can I have a motion to put that on the floor? A motion by Member Schaefer, a second by Member Martin. Sheriff, would you like to address that?
Mr. Chairman?
Did I miss something?
No, I was going to ask if we could put these three together.
Okay,
since
we have a motion to put three of those together.
We've done that in the past.
I know. Cassie, is that okay? Okay. How do you want me to read that in there then? Items 4A1, A, B, and C? You want me to read each one? Okay, all right. All right, I need to take a motion and then get a second. What do we need to do?
So you have a motion and a second.
We just vote on it?
I just vote on that one.
Do 4A1A first and then put B and C together? Okay. Okay. The item we're discussing is item 4A1A. We have a motion, we've had a second. Sheriff Sandich, do you have anything you want to say in regards to that?
This is just the annual contract for booking services with those three agencies.
Okay. Any questions of the sheriff? All right, we're going to go ahead and, any comments, All right, seeing none, we're going to take a vote on item 4A1A. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Next item on the agenda is item 4A1B. We have a motion here to combine 4A1B and C. Is that correct? Can I have a motion by Member Martin, a second by Member Chung? Any opposition to that? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? All right. We've combined them now. Let's put abstain. Okay, I'm sorry, Member Webb. You told me you were going to, and I went. Sorry about that. Moved right past it. All right. Item on the agenda is item 4A1B and C. Can I have a motion to approve? Motion by Member Chung. We voted to combine them, though. We didn't vote to put them on the floor, did we? Isn't that a second one? Doesn't matter to me. I mean,
You approved all three right now.
no, we haven't voted on B and C.
The way we've always done it is when you're combining all the two together,
Mhm.
you have one vote on the motion. Just vote on this slide. That's where the confusion is coming.
Okay.
I think you were calling one thing.
So it's on the floor now. We can discuss it. All right. Well, you're the attorney here. All right. Sheriff Sandich?
Well, the key is to make sure that whatever we do is clear on the record.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Sheriff Sandich, do you have anything you want to say about those two?
No, like I said, it's continuation agreement for booking services.
All right. Does any member have any questions? All right. Seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next item on the agenda is item 4A1D, request approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Bloomington for use of the Bloomington shooting range. And can I have a motion to approve? Motion by Member Webb, second by Member Martin. Sheriff Sandage, or anything you want to say about that?
This, again, annual renewal gives us 25 days of rain usage a year.
Any member have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, we're voting on item 4A1D. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next item on the agenda is item 4A1E, request approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Bloomington, Town of Normal, and the County of McLean for the 2021 Burn Justice Assistance Grant Program Award. Can I have a motion to approve? I have a motion by member Martin, second by member Webb. Sheriff Sandage, is there anything you want to say in regards to that? No. Anybody have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, we'll vote on item 4A1E. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next item on the agenda is item 4A1F, request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2021 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance. And can I have a motion to approve? A motion by member Schaefer. Have a second? Second by member Martin. Sheriff Sandage, is there anything you want to say about that?
This is going to allow us to get our body camera program up and going a full year ahead of what the Safety Act calls for.
Okay. Does any member have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, we're going to vote on item 4A1F. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Last item is item 4A2A, monthly statistical report. Sheriff Sandage, is there anything you want to say about that?
I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Does any member have any questions? All right, seeing none. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is item 4B. We have no items for action. We do have item 4B2A, the monthly report of the county coroner. Kathy Yoder, sure. Coroner Yoder, would you like to say anything about that?
No? Anybody have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions? All right, seeing
Thank
none,
you.
thank you. Next item on the agenda is McLean County State's Attorney, Don Knapp. We have no items for action. We do have item 4C2A, caseload and forfeiture fund and general reports. State's Attorney Knapp, would you like to say anything about that?
Just, that is not a typo. We did have the exact number of felony and misdemeanors filed at the end of November this year, which is a little odd, statistical anomaly, but we double checked them, that's accurate. And that I probably should let the committee know, while the report will look the same next year, there has been a change in what the AOIC, the Supreme Court, refers to as the Manual on Record Keeping. So this version of this report for next year will be outdated. There are not going to be just felony and misdemeanors. There's going to be new types of case files, such as a DV case. And right now, the way the Manual on Record Keeping works is, should you get pulled over for a traffic ticket, and let's say there are some drugs found in the car, maybe a misdemeanor amount of drugs, and then you have a resisting arrest, that will track as 3 different cases on this. The felony, the misdemeanor, and the traffic ticket. When the Manual on Record Keeping kicks in January, those are all going to be wrapped up into one case, which will make some of these historical supports less relevant and less amenable to some interpretation and knowledge. But we'll rework it next year or for December. When you see it in January, it won't go, I mean, by the time we have our justice meeting, it will go into effect, but there won't be January reports or January stats on the January report. So next month it'll look the same. In January, it'll look a little bit different, and I'm happy to explain any of that. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Yep.
So you're separating it out, it could be 3 different types of cases so that how does it make it meaningful then in that report?
The Supreme Court has determined a hierarchy of cases. So like I say, right now, if somebody gets pulled over, they get a traffic ticket, and they get charged with a misdemeanor and they get charged with a felony, they would count as one on each of these categories that you see in front of you. Starting January, that won't be the case. And in fact, there will be new types of cases added. One specifically is domestic violence. There will be a DV case added, which I anticipate you folks want to see and we'll add to our report. And so the Supreme Court has a hierarchy, and it will ultimately be combined into one case file in the clerk's office. It could still have misdemeanor charges, felony charges, domestic battery charges, and traffic charges all in one file, but I suspect on this report, it will just track as one, whatever the highest level is, one CF case, or if it's a murder case, one M case. And so I think when you see it, it'll look a little different, won't look totally different, but there will be new categories on there. And then all of a sudden, you will start seeing where maybe our misdemeanors go through the floor because some of these misdemeanors are wrapped up into felony cases. You say, well, wait a minute, you filed X number of misdemeanors last year and you're only filing Y numbers of misdemeanors this year. Probably not the case. There's probably just as many counts filed, misdemeanor counts filed. It's just not tracking as a CM case. So, and it has been it's going to be an interesting few months as we work through all of that.
Any other questions or comments of our state's attorney? Member Webb?
It's not specific to that, but it's related to the contract through the sheriff's office. My
Sure.
question is mostly, so that item is still on the table, so to speak. So I know that that contract has been authorized. So, and I found out about this through GLT. So I'm curious, what is the parliamentary process since that is still on the table by the board? Is it just removing it from the table?
Two different contracts. The addendum to the contract that the county board has is on the table. And my guess is if you pull that off the table and you execute the addendum and we sent that and the sheriff and the chairman signed it and sent it over to IC Solutions, my guess is they would reject it and they wouldn't sign it and send it back because the sheriff has executed a standalone contract that is different from the addendum to the contract that is on the table.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, thank you. I do want to remind the members that I did say last month that if it's not an item that's on the agenda, okay, I've got to be careful about letting us go off on items that are not on the agenda. I let you go ahead and go with it, okay, but just, if you can get those questions answered beforehand, I would ask respectfully that you try to do it that way. I'm not trying to shut anybody down. That's not my intent. My intent is merely to try to keep the meeting moving along, and so we're not always dealing with things we did in the past on the current agenda. So that's what I said last month. So, but thank you for your question. Next item on the agenda is item 4D1A. I'm sorry. Okay. 4D1A, Mike Donovan is not here, but he did send a representative, Dennis McGuire, if you have any questions. So the first item on the agenda is item 4D1A, request approval of an agreement with Center for Youth and Family Solutions for fiscal year 2022 RNR initiative. And can I have a motion to approve? I have a motion by Member Chung. Can I have a second? A second by Member Beer? All right. Well, let's do it this way. Do you have any questions of Mr. McGuire? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote on it. We're voting on item 4D1A. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? All right, next item on the agenda is item 4D1B. Request approval of an agreement with Kevin Crutcher for FY 2022 RNR initiative. And can I have a motion to approve? A motion by member Beer, a second by member Webb. Does anybody have any comments or questions? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote on item 4D1B. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Next item on the agenda is item 4D1C, request approval of an agreement with the Center for Youth and Family Solutions, CYFS CAT grant. And can I have a motion to approve? Motion by member Martin, a second by member Chung. Does any member have any comments or questions? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote on that. We're voting on item 4D1C. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, next item on the agenda is item 4D2A, Court Services Adult Juvenile Division Statistics. This is an item presented for information. Does anybody have any questions on that? All right, seeing none. Thank you, Mr. McGuire.
Thank you.
All right, Don. Next item on the agenda is item 4E. We don't have an action item, but we do have item 4E2A, monthly statistical reports. Don, is there anything you'd like to say about that?
Well, I would add to what State's Attorney, Mr. Don Knapp's was talking about, the stats changing with the record-keeping manual.
Mhm.
Please know that this will impact the number of so-called traffic cases traffic cases, in that right now, current statutes or Supreme Court rules mandate that every citation issued at the same occurrence on that individual receives a separate case number. Come January 1st, all citations issued will go under one case number. So while I'm sorry, I'm very tired today. So you will see a drop in the number of cases, but that doesn't mean you're going to see a drop of defendants. For the Illinois Supreme Court, yes. All right.
Next item on the agenda is item 4F1, Ron Lewis, Public Defender. Can I ask, is there any way we can combine those, or? And how do you want me to do it so I do it correctly this time? Okay, let's call for a motion for them all. Okay. First item on the agenda is Ron Lewis, Public Defender, for item 4F1A through item 4F1AF. And can I have a motion to approve? I have a motion by member Chung, a second by member Beer. Mr. Lewis, is there anything you'd like to discuss about those?
I would just indicate that these are the same as last year. The only minor difference is that Kelly Harms did not want to carry on her contract, and we found Jeff Brown to take her place. Everything's the same as last year.
Does any member have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, we will be voting on item 4F1A through item 4F1F. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, Thank you. No, next item on the agenda is item 4F2A, caseload report. Mr. Lewis, do you have anything you want to say about that?
Nothing about the reports right now, but I would indicate that I am with Don Knapp and Mr. Everhart, and probably Will Scanlon may have some things to say about that change of counting files that will afflict our numbers similarly here in a few months. Some of the other departments before they get to us, but you'll see some of those changes with ours too, most likely here in a few months.
Thank you, Ron. All right, thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is item 4G. Molly Evans could not make it tonight. She did send a representative, Mary Pat Frugo Anderson, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. She is willing to take questions, but we're going to try to do this without any questions. And if she do have questions, we'll bring her up, okay? Item on the agenda is item 4G1A, request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2021 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance. And can I have a motion to approve? I have a motion by member Chung, second by member Martin. Does any member have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, we will be voting on item 4G1A. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? All right. Next item on the agenda is item 4G12, the monthly statistics and general report. It's an item for information. Does any member have any questions about the report? All right, seeing none. Thank you for coming. All right, next item on the agenda is item 4H1A, Will Scanlon. Item 4H1A is request approval of Circuit Court Guardian ad litem contract for fiscal years 20. Let me rephrase this. Can I do these together too? All right. Anybody have any objection to me doing them together? Okay. Next item on the agenda is item 4H1A and 4H1B. And can I have a motion to approve? A motion by member Chung, a second by member Martin. Mr. Scanlon, do you have any comments you want to make about those?
No, this is a well, I guess I do. This is a continuation of a contract that's been in place since approximately 2006 with various persons. Bruce Zywick, formerly a assistant state's attorney, is now taking the position that was held by retired Judge Don Bernardi for many years as half of the guardian ad litem in the juvenile abuse court. And we're thankful to have someone with his experience there, as well as Ms. Temke.
Does any member have any questions? Any comments? All right, seeing none, we will be voting on item 4H1A and 4H1B. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? All right, we have no other items. Thank you, Mr. Scanlon.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Next item on the agenda is item 4I, Cassie Taylor, County Administrator. We have no items for action, no items for information.
I have nothing to present this evening.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is item 5, Other Business and Communication. Any member want to speak? I'll just say again what I said last month. It's not my intent to exclude anybody from asking questions or saying their strongly held opinions. You know, I'm always willing to encourage it because God knows I like to state my opinion. But, you know, if you have it, this is probably the best time to do it as opposed to trying to do it during the meeting, because what I'm just trying to limit is always addressing things that we've done in the past at new meetings, okay? So that is the point. Member Chung, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Erickson. I guess in regards to that, you know, we have so many department heads in Justice Committee. A lot of them do leave after they're done presenting or whatever, if we have questions for them, I guess, what would be the appropriate thing? Can we ask them to stick around till the end? I guess, what would you like us to do?
I guess you could, I think appropriate. Mike, appropriate would be to send questions to the county administrator, to the department head directly, wouldn't it? At that point?
Any opportunity that we have to address those directly with the department head through administration provides a more thorough and robust answer. However, if you did have a question you wanted to present at a committee meeting, then you are correct. The appropriate way to handle it, I believe, as long as I get the nod from our parliamentarian, would be to request that they stay to the end so that you can address that in other business.
Yes, you can request that they stay. I guess it's their option whether they wish to stay. So that's where we're at on that issue. Anything else on other business and communication? Anybody else? All right, seeing none, last item on the agenda is item 6. I recommend payment of bills and transfers. I have bills here in the amount of $310,711.75. I have a letter from our county auditor, Michelle Anderson, that she has reviewed the bills and that she certifies that they're in compliance with McLean County adopted ordinance and resolutions. And can I have a motion to approve the bills? A motion by member Beer, a second by member Chung. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes. We are adjourned. Thank you.